I mean, I like kind of rag on Michael Jordan here a little bit, and I think we were a similar ilk with the Jazz. Is I like where guys just tighten their belt up and say, you know what, let's go to work. We just got to get better. Yeah. We got to play harder. We got to play smarter instead of just, where's the grass greener? I'm going to go there and win a championship. Yep. I think it devalues that. You're not climbing the mountain. You're taking a helicopter to the top.
Totally agree.
John Stockton sat there calm and unfazed, then delivered one of the coldest truths the league has ever heard. He looked into the camera and said, "You're not climbing the mountain. You're taking a helicopter to the top." Everyone knew exactly who he meant. That comment wasn't random. It came from a man who spent 19 hard seasons grinding it out, never joining super teams, never chasing attention, and never asking for sympathy. This wasn't clickbait talk. This was Stockton, a quiet legend who built over 15,000 assists through hard work, patience, and loyalty. He never complained about teammates. He never ran when things got tough. He didn't need headlines to prove his greatness. So when he called out players for taking shortcuts, it hit harder than any loud rant ever could. Stockton wasn't bitter. He was pointing out how the game has changed. To him, loyalty wasn't a weakness, it was strength. Staying with one team wasn't wasting your career. It meant pride, toughness, and commitment. You fought for your team no matter how hard it got. That mindset is rare today. And that's why Stockton's words shook the basketball world.
In a free fall. I think the Bronny thing started the free fall. I think people around the league are looking like, yeah, you're LeBron, but you're not 27-year-old LeBron. You're not even 34-year-old LeBron. Like, you're an old man now who's dictating and destroying the Lakers because you want your son to play, and look what's happened.
So yeah, hit the subscribe button because this might be the moment that really shakes LeBron's legacy. And trust me, things are about to get wild. Now, that helicopter line wasn't just old school trash talk. Stockton was calling out a whole change in basketball culture. When he talked about climbing the mountain, he meant the real grind, the kind he and Karl Malone went through. Years of tough losses, battles with Michael Jordan, and still coming back every season hungry to prove themselves. No shortcuts, no jumping ship, just pride and effort every single night. The contrast couldn't be louder. When things got hard in Cleveland, LeBron left for Miami to team up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. When that run faded, he went back to Cleveland, this time with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. And when that group fell apart, he moved to Los Angeles with Anthony Davis already in place. Every time the climb got hard, there was another helicopter ready to take him straight to the top. And this is where Stockton's message really lands. He wasn't just talking about changing teams. He was pointing out the difference between building something and buying something. The Utah Jazz didn't put together a super team overnight. They built everything from the ground up. Draft picks, player development, chemistry, and culture. It was all hard work, loyalty, and sacrifice. Nothing was handed to them. Every step was earned. LeBron's teams, on the other hand, often looked like they were put together in a video game. Big names, huge trades, instant hype. Yes, LeBron has championships, but Stockton's point was never just about rings. It was about how you win. That's what shapes your legacy. And more people are starting to agree with that way of thinking. Because when everything settles down, you're left with one big question. What remains when the cameras turn off? That's where the real test begins: retirement. It doesn't get talked about enough, but retirement exposes the truth. When the spotlight fades, the endorsements fade, and all that's left is your legacy. That's when you see who truly built something that lasts. And right now, that test may not be very kind to LeBron. When you look at the pattern, it's not pretty. Michael Jordan's legacy didn't just survive retirement. Jordan's legacy didn't fade after retirement. It grew into a myth. At first, it was MJ might be the GOAT. Then it became MJ is the GOAT. Now it's no one will ever touch MJ. Every year, his story gets stronger. The flu game feels more legendary with time. The push-off on Brian Russell looks more like art than controversy. Even his losses, like getting swept by Boston, became part of the journey that made him greater. His career aged like fine wine, not fast food. Now look at LeBron. The cracks are showing while he's still playing. Be honest, when was the last time a LeBron moment made you jump off the couch yelling, "Did you see that?" When was his last performance that felt timeless? Even sports talk shows are starting to say it quietly. Retirement may not be kind to him. And deep down, he probably knows it. Here's why. LeBron's GOAT case is built on stats, longevity, and consistency. But once he retires, those numbers stop growing. And when they stop, people start comparing, really comparing. Playing 21 seasons sounds incredible until you realize some of those years were about piling up stats, not dominating the league. Being the all-time scoring leader sounds amazing too, until you remember it took him more games than anyone else to get there. And then there's the biggest question mark, the super team era. When time passes and people look back, they'll ask the question no one wants to ask. How many of LeBron's rings were truly earned the hard way? Stockton's helicopter line keeps aging better every year. It hits harder with time, and the crazy part is it's not just about LeBron anymore. That line speaks to a bigger problem in today's game. What people now call the authenticity issue. Stockton represents something that's slowly disappearing. A raw, real version of basketball. No filters, no image control, just showing up and competing. And whether it's fair or not, LeBron is starting to look like the symbol of everything fans dislike about today's media-driven, brand-first athlete culture. Stockton spent 19 straight seasons in Utah. Not a glamour market. He could have demanded a trade to LA or New York. He could have joined other stars to chase easy championships. But he didn't. He stayed. He fought. He built something and showed up every night. That's what authenticity looks like. Now look at LeBron's career. It's the complete opposite. Almost every move feels carefully planned. Even LeBron's posts today look like they've been reviewed by editors and a marketing team before going online. He's very smart with the media, but fans are starting to see through it. One radio host even said it out loud. And now Hall of Fame players who stayed quiet for years are finally speaking up. These legends can tell when something feels fake. They grew up in a time when sweat, effort, and loyalty told the story, not camera crews and hashtags. And they're tired of watching basketball turn into a polished business instead of a real competition. So they're calling it how they see it. LeBron turned basketball into a corporate empire. Guys like Stockton kept it personal and real. And here's the surprising part. This authenticity gap isn't just bothering old school players. Fans feel it too. That same radio host pointed out something wild. Teams don't even get emotional when LeBron leaves. And when you think about it, it's true. Miami, Cleveland, and LA all celebrated when he arrived. But when he left, there was no heartbreak. It felt like business. Thanks for the run. Good luck on the next stop. That's the same feeling every time. When Jordan left Chicago, the whole city was crushed. It felt like the soul of the team was gone. When Kobe retired, LA treated it like the end of an era. Fans cried like they lost family. But when LeBron moves on, it's just contract talk and headlines. And that leads straight to the harshest part of Stockton's criticism. Because what comes next isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about character.net, like it came out of a PR meeting. The decision wasn't about basketball. It was a made-for-TV moment meant to grow a brand. Even his return to Cleveland didn't feel like pure redemption. It felt like rebranding. The Bronny situation shows exactly what Stockton was warning about. If you want to see why LeBron's legacy is starting to fade, just look at what's happening with his son. This is the helicopter to the top mindset playing out in real life. No metaphor needed that LeBron basically forced the Lakers to draft Bronny. Not because he was a top prospect or dominated in college, but because LeBron wanted that father-son moment on the court. And let's be real, LeBron usually gets what he wants. That's not just ambition anymore. That's control. Instead of letting Bronny grind it out in the G League, earn his stripes, and build his own story, LeBron fast-tracked him into the NBA spotlight, skipping all the steps that shape a real player. Everyone knew it, but no one said anything. When LeBron speaks, franchises listen. And here's the really damaging part. It shows that LeBron will put his personal legacy above the team's future every time. The Lakers didn't draft Bronny because they saw a hidden gem.